Greetings and hello once again. Great to have you back here again listening to my station here. I would love to explain more. And here we have Video 50 by the Ancient Spirit Tralaka Part B. So, let's go. As I have said before, trasera is a green planet in the fact that any engine or power plant or form of vehicle of travel and or transportation and transfer of cargo must be done by means of a fuel which is non-pollutant or polluting because it is very much a crime on trasera if you're operating a vehicle which pollutes the air or the environment in any way, short, form, or manner. Now, though the trasera farmers do use tractors, which very strangely look somewhat similar to the late 1960s and early 1970s Alice Chalmers tractors. Why do I say that? Because the trasera tractors, for the most part, are orange, and they have somewhat of the form of those tractor manufacturer I spoke about. Okay, the difference is that the engines are purely run on hydrogen. The lubricants, listen closely here, the lubricants for the moving parts within is a farm-grown plant similar to hemp, once again showing more uses for it, and the fruit, which is also grown on trasera, that the lubrication is made of. This synth lubrication is very wear hardening and lasts a very long time. It is said like once a year for even the tractors in the field to replace the synth lubes on their tractors. The synth lube is all natural and burns clean also, which here I am talking about the old synth lube taken out of the vehicles and after about a year, and then it can be resold once it has been refiltered, and you can use it for making candles, fuel for your barbecue grill if you still want to do that, and it is good for lubricating if you got squeaky things in your house. Now let's get back to trasera farmers' tractors, because traserans are like 9 feet high on the average, though they can be as low as 6. The tractors have adaptations in the front steering axle and rear drive axle, so the space underneath the given part of the tractor, even let's say a 60 horse tractor, the underneath part of it is at 4 feet. So the tractor is easier to maintain for the larger traserans, or rather the taller traserans. The hoods and the fenders and such are once again a plant which looks like the hemp plant. It is fire resistant, it is very much wear resistant, and also holds the color of orange and blues and greens and such within its texture very, very well. The tires are solid. Let me explain this. The inside of the tires is a semi-stiff form of a sponge. The tire itself is a form that the hemp-like plant and compressed in an ag tire form, also with the plant grown on one of the trasera moons in one of those big domes that has a stiffer, though a bit flexible mixture to it. When these two are mixed together in proper form and the compression under I believe it's a few million pounds of pressure in the tire form, and that you end up with a very long wearing tire that once again is a green product and has no harmful pollution. The worn out tires can be reshredded and remixed into the making of new tires. The inside of the tires, that semi-rigid sponge material, is reharvested, I should say, is harvested off of the water farms who grow those sponges in very long, slender channels of different sizes. Each different size of channel in the water is for the different sizes of tire when they are grown. They are grown for when they mature. Inside the tire, the spongy material is a bluish slime that works continually to repair any broken spongy material in the tire and prevent any leaks for a tire for it plugs them instantly when the tire gets worn out and is then taken to the shredders. First, the inside blue slimy stuff is withdrawn, and then the spongy material is put back to the water farmers, and it is taken care of again to be used again later. Now, does Trasera have foundries and factories for making metal gears and such? Yes, yes, of course it does. Many worlds do. However, they are very serious about this pollution issue. So, so they are for the most part, on a Trasera moon. For there is a location that many of the materials are mined. For the people of Trasera, it just makes sense to make the product where or near where it is mined, which makes it much faster time for it to get out and a whole lot less handling and blah 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 blah. There is work being done to make the tractor engines out of spun energy, but as of yet, there is issues because of the very hard environment and heat range combinations. So for now, the engine blocks are a high alloy moon mined ore. Now, regulations on Trasera home planet and moons and outlying planets and moons are very stiff, that any vehicle operating on the surface or underneath it or in the skies must either be of a hydrogen running engine or a magnetic ring slash hydrogen combination. Under the stiff regulations, only a city, town, village power plant is allowed to run on helium-3 because of its very much pollution, because it's pollution free and its incredible power it gives off. So any citizen living on Trasera is going to have free power for their homes and businesses, although the larger businesses are encouraged to build their own regulated power plant that can burn the helium-3. Though, under regulations, the only ones allowed to have the state-of-the-art, let's say, the Q-drive engines in the space vehicles are the military and certain ships used for exploration or recovery of oil-rich asteroids, because these Q drives have to have this very special fitted arrangements to keep them all together. And specially fitted cargo ships have to have that in, and they have to be inspected. Now, crime laws are very strict to keep the young focused on learning in school and developing into a good citizen. Since Trasera is a green planet and a clean society, if one is convicted of a crime, period, it is punished by various degrees of months and or years of punishment on the moon, doing things like cleaning all the equipment after each shift or before work. Their living quarters then would be a one-room apartment in the moon or on the moon or on the planet. Anyhow, it has no windows, and it's just big enough to be able to be in, and 60% of their wages are withheld, so they can focus on understanding that they made an error. Now, Trasera trades goods with the old Draconians, the Pleiadians, as well as those of the Vega and Arcturians. It is not policy to trade with the old Grey Empire. However, in situations that small gray colonies that have been banished by the Grey Empire and have shown to be of good character. Like that's gonna happen. Sorry. In their deeds and actions are allowed to trade with trasera. Like that's gonna happen anytime soon. There is also some remote tree farms on Trasera who grow a very special kind of a tree-like plant they have bioengineered with a very fast-growing softwood tree with the hemp-like plant that is so much used for other things on Trasera. This special tree plant can grow in 5 cycles, which would be like 5 years. The thickness, and the size of a telephone pole on Earth. It is fire retardant. It is very long wear characteristics, and always has a very pleasant aroma around it, which is kind of strange. These are sold after they are harvested for the Trasera citizens whom do not like all that high-tech living and need to just slow down a little bit and just kick back and be more relaxed and cut back, simple. And they use these to build log homes and villages, though they still get free energy on Trasera, period. Even in these little villages, though the citizens can still feel like they're living more with Trasera and not in the high tech. This is the Ancient Spirit Tralaka. As always, journey safely, journey to many, many worlds, and please witness and meet many different species and grow in your experience. Good night.